What's up, good people? What's up, good people? It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. We are here. It is Work for It Wednesday. What do we do on Wednesday? We put in that work. I don't care who you are. You got to do the work. If you're going to have any kind of or any inkling of success, you got to be willing to put in the work. And that's the one thing that I've learned in this entrepreneurship journey is what makes the difference between those who keep the doors open and those who have to close the doors. The ones that keep the doors open put that work in. Now, there are some, I'm quite sure, that have had the misfortune of having to close their doors and have put in the work and have put in the effort. But I promise you, everyone who keeps their doors open put in that work. They put in the time, they put in the effort, they put in the mental attitude in order to be able to be successful. I was talking with my best friend last night, and she was saying how tired she is, and she works for the state, but she was talking about how tired she was and how she needs to get more sleep. And I said, that one of the successes, I promise you, of entrepreneurs, those that are successful, is what Coach Marcy, I talk about it all the time on here, y'all, fitness trainer, Coach Marcy. One of the things that she stresses for anyone, for entrepreneurs, for professionals, leaders, doesn't matter who you are, adults, is to getting the proper amount of rest. Two things: getting the proper amount of rest and drinking plenty of water. And you this put in the work thing also means that you have to put in the work to get the proper amount of rest that you need so that you can function. You can operate and you can function at your optimal level. If you're tired all the time, you can't operate at your optimal level. You can't create the healthy work environment. You can't maximize your productivity if you're always tired, which those two will impact your third one, the bottom line. That's what we've been talking about all week this week. We've been talking about keep the doors open and those things that you need to do in order to be able to keep the doors open. We talked about your prioritizing your employee well-being. We talked about streamlining operations for efficiency. And so today we want to talk about empower your team. I want you to write that down. Empower your team. And here's the acronym for team: time, effort, accountability, and motivation. That should be what your team is comprised of. It should be people who you spend time with. You got to be mindful of the people that you spend time with, who you putting in that work with. You want to make sure it's the right people that you're putting in the time with. You want to make sure that it's people that are giving their maximum effort. We talked about maximize your productivity. They've got to be people that are willing to work. They got to be willing to do the work, put in the work, and give the effort that is needed in order to be able to be successful. Then you need people that are accountable. They hold themselves accountable for their responsibilities. Do you hold yourself accountable? Do you hold them accountable? And can you all hold each other accountable? That's your circle of impact. Your team is your circle of impact. And do you all hold each other accountable? And then the M is motivating. Are you motivated? Do you come to work? Do you do the work that you're motivated to do? And here's the crazy thing. You're not going to always be motivated. But are you committed enough? Are you consistent enough to do the work when you're not feeling up to it? That's when it really counts. It's easy to do the work when you're motivated, when you're amped about getting something done. But what do you do when you aren't as motivated, when you tired and you don't want to get up, but you got to go do that. You got to get that walk in, or when you got to meet with that client that you really don't want to meet with, but you got to get the project done, or you really don't want to go to an event, but that event could be the event that takes you from one level to the next level, because who the person that's in that room is meant for you to meet, but you can't meet them if you're not in the room, if you're not motivated to be in the room. So I want you to think about that today. How are you empowering your team? And I want you to think about people that you spend the time with, people that give the effort that you do, people that hold themselves accountable and hold you accountable, and then those that are motivated. Think about your team, your circle of impact today. So let's talk really quickly about the two factors in empower your team. And the first one is delegate and trust. Empower your those that work for you by delegating responsibilities, trusting their expertise. Utilize what they know. Say, I value your time and I value your effort, and therefore I want to make sure that I'm getting from you the expertise that you've gotten, or that you've gained through your years of experience. Say, what that will do is that will boost their confidence. It'll boost your confidence in them, and it will allow you to focus on strategic growth. As an entrepreneur, you've got to put yourself in a position where you don't have to do the daily tasks that you could have someone that works for you do. I was having a conversation with with one of my business associates. We were talking, and we were talking in terms of our time and reclaiming our time. Part of reclaiming your time is understanding what should be on your plate and what you can delegate to be on someone else's plate, so that it frees you up to be able to do what it is that you do as an entrepreneur. You can't grow your company, you can't grow your brand, you can't grow your organization if you're having to do the day-to-day tasks. Now, I get it. We're at, you want to take a look at the level that you're at, and where you might not be to the point where you can delegate things to someone else yet. And that's fine. I want you to have that in your mind and ensuring, hey, I'm working towards that. Told you, it's about steps, 1% each and every day, being better by the end of the year than you were at the beginning of the year. Let's say you started the year, it was just you. Now here we are in July. You have a VA, you have a digital graphic artist that you can work with, and you have additional resources that you can utilize. But it's not you doing the work. That's the growth potential that you look at. I was reading real quick. I was reading this article that they were doing on Tyler Perry this morning as I was doing my walk, and they were talking about his movies, because he has the movie out, and you got people on both sides. Some that loved it, some that hated, some that were like it was just, some were saying it was horrible, the writing and everything like that. But the article focused on what he was doing as a business person and his business model and the Tyler Perry brand, the Tyler Perry experience. And they were saying you got to look beyond the writing and everything like that, and see the full picture. And if you see the full picture, you might feel a little better about what he's doing. But me personally, I've said that I truly believe as an entrepreneur, looking at him as an entrepreneur, he should come from behind the writer's table and focus on running the studio. He has grown his business from a small business to now being one of the top studios of Hollywood, if you will. Now, he's not in Hollywood, but he is Hollywood, if you will. But he's big now, where he has this massive studio that he is the CEO of. And that's where your daily task should be, running that studio. You can let the writing and the directing, those are things that you did to get you to where you are. And I get it, it may be hard for you to walk away from that, but if you're going to be the continued, the sustainable, successful studio that you've grown to be, you got to focus on the studio. You got to focus on the growth. And that's what I'm going to ask you. With your team, are they assisting you to be able to adhere you in that growth where they can do certain things? Everybody understands their role. Everybody understands their role. Just like the wall that Nehemiah was tasked to build. The wall went up, and I'm going to keep saying this because the people, the team, had a mind to build. And as a result of that, Nehemiah, being the CEO of constructing the wall, all he had to do was make sure that everybody was doing their part in the building of the wall, making sure that the I don't say blueprint, I say black print, that the black print of the wall was being done, and that, hey, the construction, the supplies are there, the workers are showing up, where each section of the wall is in its fulfillment of being built. That was what Nehemiah was able to do. And that's what you, as the entrepreneur, as the CEO of your brand, must be able to do. So take a look at your team, and let's look at the professional development aspect of it, here with your empowering your team. And here's the thing. If you invest in your team's growth through training and development programs, what you'll find is you increase their skill set. You increase their ability to be able to do what it is that they're able to do at a better level. And here's the thing. When you increase their skill set, when you increase their expertise, they make your brand, they make your product, they make your service even better. They make it where you're improving what you have to offer to those that you serve. And that's the thing. As a president, CEO, as an entrepreneur, you should want the quality of your product to improve. And not everybody is doing that. I'm going to say that again. Not everybody is doing that. Not everybody is in it to make sure that their brand, their product or service is constantly and consistently improving. Are you committed? Are you committed to improving your product or service? And because I promise you, if you're not, your product and service will suffer, and your product and service will falter, because it will then become to the point where people will not want to support you. I don't care how decent a person that you think you are, or how much they say that you do for the community. I know for me, I take pride in the product and the services that I offer. I want it to be 5-star. I want it to be quiet. I want when people say my brand, J&F Enterprises, or they have the Dr. LJ Speaks experience after they've heard me speak. After they've done the entrepreneurial briefcase, they've gotten the entrepreneurial briefcase. That's what we're here for. After they've gotten the entrepreneurial briefcase and they've done the first 90 days strategy session with us, they're an author who wants to write a book, or they're an author who has marketing that they need to get done. They have editing that they need to get done. I want that experience with them to be 5-star. I want them coming away, as I always say, better after the experience than they were before the experience. You can't do that if you don't empower your team. If you aren't empowering you and your team, and work constantly and consistently working to make you all better. So think about that today. Think about how you're empowering your team. You know, do you have a professional development program where you have different, different workshops that they attend, or that you bring in, or that you do with them? Do you have a increased their skill set? How are you increasing their skill set, making them better from a skill set standpoint? How are you utilizing their expertise? Are you asking them for their opinions, getting their take on what it is that you're doing? I promise you, if you are, and if their voice matters, and if they believe that their voice matters, watch how great your product or service becomes. But you gotta empower your team. If you're going to keep the doors open, you've got to create the healthy work environment that those that work for you want to have, that they enjoy coming to work for you, with you. If you create that healthy work environment, I promise you, you'll maximize your productivity out of them. They'll come and they'll know that their voice matters. What they do matters. They know that they're contributing to a product or service that is making people better. That is making those that they serve better. And to me, that's the ultimate. That's the culture. That's the culture that you're building with your company, or you should be building with your company, with your brand. Empower your team. I'm going to get that to you one more time. Look at the people that you spend your time with, people that give the maximum effort as you, those that hold themselves accountable and you accountable, and then those that are motivated. Those are the 4 kinds of people that you want to take a look at today that are around you. Who are you spending your time with? Who is matching your effort? And are you matching their effort? Are they accountable? Are you accountable? And then, are they motivated? Take a look at that today and ask yourself, who's on my team? And how can I empower those that are on my team? Because they should be empowering you just like you should be empowering them. And that goes for those that work for you, those that work with you as well. Because you're going to have people that you collaborate with, that you partner with, and you want to make sure that those people match up the same way. Same way that you look at those that work for you, same way that you look at those that work with you. Same thing. Time, effort, accountability, and motivation. That's it. Hope you write that down. If, like I said, this keep the doors open, y'all. This is what we're focused on this week. Keeping the doors open. I want you to be here for the long term. I want your business to outlive you. I want you to be able to pass it down to the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. Trying to be like the Rockefellers. So that your legacy outlives you. Long outlives you. That Daddy Rockefeller, the Daddy Rockefeller, the one that started it all, the family is still living off of his genius and his time, effort, accountability, and motivation to be able to make sure that him and his family were taken care of for years to come. That's what we're here to do. So if you want to go into more detail, you want to talk about empowering your team, and we can put a strategy together for you to be able to do that. Take a look at your team and everything like that, and how you evaluate, go through that evaluation. Connect with me. Y'all know I put it in the description. I put the contact information in the description. You want to go ahead and do that. And then also don't forget, you can go on over to the YouTube channel. You can go to the YouTube channel and get all of the other digital content that we have that is phenomenal here. 500 subscribers, y'all, in 30 days. I need you to hook me up. Doesn't take 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes. Go over to YouTube, pull up JNF Enterprises or Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., click the subscription button, watch a video or two, comment and like, in addition to subscribing on there. And then you can get the notifications too whenever we're live as well. So you can do that. But I want you to be able to do that. If you can do that for me, I'd appreciate it. We will be right back here tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a super fantastic day. Peace.